Okay, well, hello and welcome to the Heart Health Wellness Call tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on in honor of American Heart Health Month, that being February. My name is Wendy Erdman. I'm a retired nurse and I'm a certified health coach with the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute. And I'm also a wellness educator with the Juice Plus Company. And I am hosting the call with Holly Crow, and Holly has been educating the public about health and wellness, the relationship between disease and nutrition. She's also a wellness educator for the Juice Plus Company. And her husband, Ryan, she and Ryan reside in Nashville, Tennessee, and are going on 4 years with the Tennessee Titans. Go Titans. And he is the outside linebacker. Is that right, Holly? Yeah. Okay. So I think I got that right. A new position this year. So very excited. I'm going to share my screen with you guys and we're going to just run through a quick presentation. And close this out. Okay. There we go. Okay. So again, thank you for just kind of pausing on the busyness of life. I know it's busy. It's been a very full day for me as well, but sometimes we need to really be intentional about taking steps towards better health. And I hope that this is one of those where you can specifically just let this be a personal reflection for you. You know, where are you in your health? How are you doing? How are you taking care of yourself? And we just hope that you'll, more than anything, remember that you matter. Your health matters and you matter because your health matters so much. You know, just a reminder that you matter, because when we do have our health, we have abundance in really every single area of our lives. And I learned that the hard way by losing my health. And then once I regained my health, I don't think I've ever been a happier person, because you truly do. You're able to think more clearly. You're able to live more intentionally and boldly. And don't we all want that, especially right now with all that's going on in the world? So here is a picture of a heart. You know, so often when we think of hearts and red, we're thinking of Valentine's Day. And I know we're just coming out of Valentine's Day. And we're all familiar with the song, All We Need Is Love, right? So I've never been known as a singer or having a good voice, but we all know that song. And it's so true. You know, it's so foundational that we do need love in our lives. We need to care for one another. But one of the things that I want you guys to just really keep in mind is that we need to love ourselves by caring for ourselves. We're not going to be able to love anyone else well if we ourselves are chronically sick, if we're feeling tired all the time, if we're just not feeling good. So just that reminder, and just take a look at the health, this heart here. And the heart is just an amazing machine. It has its own electrical system. It pumps 60,000, all this blood through 60,000 miles of blood vessels in the average adult. When you think about a gallon of water, 2,000 gallons of water are being pumped by your heart every single day. So doesn't it make sense that we really do want to take care of it? And, you know, while it is an amazing gift, it is certainly going to be the biggest threat to our lives as well. Because, you know, 1 in 4 of us, as we see here, is going to get heart disease. And so this is kind of a general overview of what's going on in our country. 1 in 2 and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050. 1 in 3 children is obese, which is frightening to even think about. And our children are harmed by poor diet, then exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. So it's a very scary time in our country. It is a time to evaluate, how are we doing? How are we doing with our family and educating our family? And the other thing, as we've been going through this pandemic, is, you know, just how are we going to be able to weather that storm, you know, or have we? I know some people have lost people to that virus and other things such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. But then there's also really a problem with loneliness right now. It's called the loneliness epidemic that's been going on as well. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, how much stress can impact our heart as well. So we talked about 1 in 4 deaths due to heart disease, but when you add stroke to that, it's 1 in 3 deaths in women are from both of those combined. So that's a very frightening thing to think about when you're sitting with 2 of your friends and you think, my goodness, one of us is going to die of cardiovascular disease. It's very common. And we're going to talk about those risk factors, such as, really keeping your blood pressure under control, your cholesterol, especially that LDL, keep that lower. Not smoking, where there is the factor of genetics is a very small factor. Diabetes and being overweight, those are definitely things that are going to contribute as high risk towards heart disease. And again, just thinking about the reality of how harmful stress can be. And I don't know about you, but this past year has been stressful in so many ways. There's really a heaviness to what we've walked through. For a lot of people, there's been a loneliness. I know, my connection to what I'm doing in the world and connection with family and friends. I mean, I haven't experienced that as much as I know a lot of people have. And, I think some more than others, some are dealing with losses of jobs. And, if you're feeling that way, I just want to encourage you to reach out, to get help, to try to connect with people, because connections and relationships are just so important. And it is going to cause you to be at higher risk for heart disease. My aunt went through a really hard time this year. In addition to COVID, their house burnt down, and she developed what they thought was just broken heart syndrome. So much she had lost her husband, and a couple other things were going on. So it was just a really difficult thing, but they thought she was having a heart attack, and it was really a broken heart is what she was dealing with. So, what are some of the things that might help us understand that we are dealing with this stressful lifestyle? So emotional, behavioral, and physical issues. You can take a look at some of these. Sometimes we don't even know what's going on in our body when we're living our lives. We're just not really in touch with, I feel like I am more anxious. We just almost become used to it. And so just take a look at these, and it might help you to understand, yes, I am overstressed. I do need to bring more relaxation into my life. I do need to connect with more people. Whatever it might be for you, getting out of that high stress environment is going to be really helpful for your heart. And of course, a smile is always a key that's going to fit into that lock of everybody's heart. And I know even with those who are masked up, you can't see their face, you can't see their smile. I know for me, I know they're smiling because I can see it in their eyes. And so, just smiling and bringing joy to people's lives right now is so important, as well as just a really healthy mindset, having gratitude and thinking positive about life and really boldly living life, even though there's more stress, is really going to make a huge difference for you and really bring a lot of health to your heart along the way.
So, what can we do to be healthier? I think we've gotten so far away from the basics that we just have to kind of bring it back. There's a lot of convoluted information, and let's just keep it simple. So, exercise. Obviously, we know we need to exercise most days, about a good hard 30 minutes. We need that because it's going to strengthen our heart. Our heart muscle needs that work. And I need to get back out there. The snow is hindering my heart muscles for sure. I guess it's one muscle. But so we need to do that every single day. And our sleep, 7 to 8 hours. We walk around like a badge of honor when we're functioning on 3-4 hours of sleep. And that's when our bodies do the repair and they detox. And if we don't get that, that can very easily end up with blood pressure being high, heart disease, heart attacks, diabetes, and stroke. So it is important and vital that we get our sleep. Managing stress, easier said than done, right? Especially this last year or so. What does that look like for you? What can bring you down? Back to balance, whether that's meditation, yoga, prayer, walking in nature, learning and remembering to breathe. Those are all super important. And again, if our stress gets out of hand, we can get high blood pressure again, asthma, IBS. There are so many things that are affiliated with stress. And I know for me, I've always struggled with anxiety, and it really does have a physical toll. So we do have to keep that in check. Drinking water. Most of us are walking around chronically dehydrated, and that takes a huge toll on our bodies, our cognitive function, everything. And again, when we're dehydrated, the amount of blood that's circulating through your body decreases, and that's going to cause your heart rate to go up. Okay, and then again, your blood pressure is going to be higher. So that water is, very important for many reasons. And then one thing I don't think is talked about enough is using safer products in the home and on the body. A lot of the stuff that we bring in and we're cleaning with is just toxic, and it's going to cause problems in your body. And then thinking about what we put on our bodies too, moisturizer, it goes right into the body. I think it gets absorbed quicker than food. And so we just really have to think, okay, what's on this label? Is it something that honestly that I would eat? And that's kind of how I pick those products for myself. And then eating real food, which we're going to really talk about tonight. And that's going to be our foundation of how do we keep our strong hearts and bodies. So our food quality is decreasing. I think everybody knows there's a lot of junk in our foods. A lot of this stuff that's here, this isn't food. It takes the food out of the food. We want to shop the perimeters at the grocery store. We want the stuff that doesn't have the labels, like the produce, and the stuff that does go bad quickly. That's primarily what we want to keep in our bodies. And I'm not going to read all of that. You guys can read that, but it's a lot of junk that we just aren't going to benefit from, that's for sure. So let's focus on those fruits and vegetables that we're talking about. Most experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition, and then of course lifestyle as well. And really most of them agree it's between 75, 85% at least, that percentage of diseases and illness being preventable with that diet and lifestyle. It's kind of scary because it means it's up to us, but it's also empowering because we can have a huge impact on our own health. So that's why the news isn't that fruits and veggies are just good for you. It's that they're so good for you that they can actually save your life. And this was in Time magazine in 2003. Think about how much more junk is in our air, our water, our food, our soil. So I'm sure it's even more vital now than it was then. So oxidative stress, this is something I didn't know about until I started sharing this message. And really, oxidative stress comes from many things. We end up with free radicals in our bodies from flying in airplanes, eating junk food, being pregnant, even breathing and working out. So a lot of those things you need and you can't avoid, but there is a byproduct of them, and those are free radicals. If those free radicals are not neutralized by antioxidants, you're going to have this oxidative stress, which ultimately causes aging and disease. So the antioxidants come from fruits and veggies, right? So if you go work out hard and you're not getting all those fruits and veggies, extra fruits and veggies, then you're going to age quicker and the diseases are going to come on faster. So we just have to remember that when you go and you do these things that, yes, are vital, we need to go work out, we need to breathe, but we have to make sure that we're combating that with our fruit and veggies. And this apple is a good representation. When you cut it in half, it browns, it ages quickly. And if you squeeze the lemon on it, you're going to see that the antioxidant from that lemon juice is going to keep the apple from aging. And that's what happens in our bodies. So I'm sure many of you, like myself, and here it says 70%, I'm sure it's possibly even higher, of Americans, because we know we're not getting the nutrition we need every single day, we are leaning towards multivitamins and supplements, isolated supplements. And as you can see here, this multivitamin pill or isolated nutrient pill, it's going to only have 20 to 30 different nutrients in it. It's also made in a lab, most likely. I know I used to get one that was whole food, but it still had junk in the label. And so, but I was using that, right? And I thought I was doing a great job. But an apple has 10,000 known nutrients at least, and every piece of produce has its own tens of thousands. And we need all of those thousands together working in synergy to be most effective in your body. So if you go and pluck out vitamin C, and you just put a big vitamin C pill in your body, and of course it has its time or place, if you're sick and you need an overabundance of it, but it's not an everyday thing. You would take that, and if you keep doing that, it's actually going to cause chaos in your body, because it's going to say, wait a minute, where are my other buddies? I need them to help me work in the body. And so, again, you can just see that if it's going to cause chaos, putting those isolated vitamins and supplements into your body, it could really have a long-term harm, a long-term effect that isn't good. And so even in 2013, that's where, they're sharing that. It's just basically, it's research has shown over and over, it's really not doing much in the body other than possibly causing long-term harm. So really your best bet is going to get that whole food nutrition from that apple. And the fact is, only 1 in 10 Americans eat enough fruits and veggies. And we need 10 to 13 servings. And you can see a fist size, right, is a serving. I know personally, I do not even get that, which is why we're here tonight, because we need help. And I mean, if I get 6 or 7, it's a great day for me. And so, we just really need to consistently work on that for our optimal health. So we just want to introduce what's really worked for us when we're not able to get those 10 to 13 servings every day, and that's Juice Plus. And this is basically the nutrition from over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries in your diet every single day. And this produce is actually picked at the peak of ripeness, and that's 80% of the nutrition comes from that vine ripening stage. So they pick it then, and then it's pulverized, even though it's called Juice Plus. It's not actual juice, it's just crushed and dried nutrition. And it's put into powders at low temperatures to preserve that nutrition. And then those powders are put into capsules or yummy gummies. So just incredible. And then we've got a full spectrum omega, and that uses algae, berries, and seeds instead of fish. And so here are those 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really sure where to get an elderberry. I know it's good for us, but I can't just go find one. I don't know what they taste like on their own. So to be able to get this kind of nutrition every single day is incredible. And we know that, cranberries are good for our urinary tract, carrots for our eyes, broccoli and cabbage for breast health, tomatoes for prostate health. And then we've got the berries that we know is incredible for blood flow, cognitive thinking, heart function. So again, adding those berries to all of this is just going to help that heart be so much stronger and healthier. You're muted.
Okay, got it. So what we're talking about are our simple solutions. Thank you, Holly. I just love my Juice Plus. I can't imagine going a day without it. So the next focus really is on the omegas, and Holly was talking about this. And I know for me, I hesitate to buy omegas because I've read so much about how many of them use heat, so they go rancid. They just don't last very long, and you get that fishy kind of burp. And I don't know. There's just been something about them for me, and I haven't been able to find a really good source. So, yet I've been reading how important they are. They're, 60% of our brain is fat. Hormones and cholesterols, we need those healthy fats in order for those to operate well. It lowers inflammation in the body if you're getting a good quality source. It's really good for heart, brain, skin, and eye health. It's a lubricant, so within the nervous system, within the joints of the body, it's very important. It helps us to absorb certain nutrients, so the A, D, E, and K vitamins, which are essential. We really need the oils to help us absorb those. And it's also going to improve our immune system. And who's not concerned about that right now, right? So, so what are signs of an omega deficiency? When we know we're not getting enough, we might be feeling some of these things. So depression, arthritis, weight gain, heart disease, in some way or form, brain fog, very common, just people feel like they're just not able to think very clearly, skin issues, memory loss, just not able to have that, recall, eyesight issues, dry eyes and skin. And then of course, fatigue is very common without these oils. So the plant-based omega, when we came out with this with the Juice Plus company, I was so excited. It's all 100% plant-based. Omega-3 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So we get the array, the full spectrum, all the ones that we truly do need, but from a plant source. Great for the heart, the brain, the skin, and the eyes. Juice Plus, the way that they made it, they are bypassing the fish and going straight to the algae or the algal oil. So no more fish burps coming our way from that. Are you able to get that? Okay. And it's cold pressed. So, as I was saying, so often they're heating oils to make them, what they are, and yet it destroys the oil. So the Juice Plus company uses a cold pressed oil, so there's no damage as they're making it. The Juice Plus Complete. Ooh, can't go a day without this either. Just a delicious plant-based protein blend. Very powerful as far as gut health. We know that the gut and the brain are connected. So if we've got good gut health, we're going to have really good brain health. So very powerful prebiotic fibers that are in the Complete. It's low glycemic. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's vegan, so it's all plant-based, non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free. And you can make the smoothies like what you see here. You can also make like bars, complete bars to have as a snack. You can add it into your oatmeal in the morning. I love it in my oatmeal. So there are a number of ways you can make cookies and brownies and all kinds of things with it. So it's delicious. And one of the things that I love about it is it keeps you within that zone of willpower. So when you've had a smoothie and I throw in kale and berries and all sorts of things to make it a really healthy, nutritional source of a meal. And it just keeps that in my willpower. So I'm not craving more things. When we have something sweet or maybe white bread or a bagel or something, it's going to take our glycemic load really high in the bloodstream, and then we're going to crash and we're going to be extremely tired. We're not going to be able to make good food choices because we're not in that area of willpower. And so it's just really important that when we eat something that does have a sweetness to it, that it also is with a really good fiber, and it's all healthy plant-based foods for us. So Juice Plus is unique. As you've heard, it's not a multivitamin. It is food. It's a food source. It has a food label and it's non-GMO. We've got to be super careful about what's being genetically modified out there. It is vegan, kosher, dairy-free, and gluten-free. All of the products are. And it has an NSF certification, which is really a third-party outsourcing organization that will randomly stop in. They test the product just to make sure that what's on the label is exactly what is in the product. And they're checking for any banned substances. They're checking for anything, any type of mold, mildew, insecticide, pesticide, anything that might be in it. And if they find anything, obviously the whole batch is thrown out, but they also need to announce that they have found something within our products, and that message goes out. And so there's never been an issue from my understanding in the last 20 years that I've been working for the company. It is the most researched brand named nutritional product in the world. And we're going to talk about those clinical studies, but I love that we are set apart in that way. You'll never find anything like this product that has the quality that we have as far as research goes on our products. We do always want to put a disclaimer out there that Juice Plus is not about treating or curing a specific condition or disease. Based on the research, as you're going to see, it is just really simple, healthy plant-based nutrition. It's concentrated nutritional powders that really are going to pack a punch to our health. And so, but we just can't guarantee that someone's going to have, their arthritis is going to go away or it's going to help with their cancer. We don't know that for sure, but we do know that based on the research, it is going to impact the body in a powerful way. So our research, again, this is what set it apart for me. I was looking for answers. So when I saw there was research, I read it all. It's gold standard, which means it's top of the line research. Their method is, it's a randomized study. It's also double blind, it's placebo controlled. It's tested on the product itself, so it's not borrowed research. A lot of the research out there says that their product has apples in it. So therefore, they're saying that that apple will do certain things in the body. Well, that's borrowed. You can't say that that particular apple in the product actually is working. So human clinical trials, and it's published in peer-reviewed journals. I had no idea how hard it was to get in those journals. So very, very difficult and challenging, and has to be reviewed by a board. And to finally get something in a journal, it means that those doctors know the process, and that they're going to look very closely at what's in those journals, because they know what the rigorous amount of work that's gone to get to that place, to have that article in there. And it's very ethical. So you can take a look. You're known by the company you keep. So we keep incredible company by the universities and the hospitals around the world: Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, University of Mississippi, and Brigham Young, Yale University. So just great institutions doing incredible work with incredible results. And that's why we've attracted thousands of doctors, not only in our country, but around the world, thousands upon thousands. But I love what it does in the body. If you look at the very last bullet here, it says it's absorbed by the body. So it's 100% absorbed by the body, so that it's going to go to work on the cellular level. And you're going to see here now, once it gets into that bloodstream, it's going to contribute to that cardiovascular wellness that we've been talking about. It's going to lower the inflammatory response, so the histamine level actually comes down. So we do see people that tend to have allergic responses too. They do so much better when they're taking this product, because that histamine level is lower. Better quality of life, supports healthy cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides. Healthy lungs, skin, gums, immune system is supported, healthier DNA, and it reduces that oxidative stress that Holly was talking about that tends to lead to disease. Dr. Richard DuBois, I just love him. He was known as the best doctor in our country. I don't know, back in, I don't know, around 2000 or so, I think, but he works with AIDS patients. And he said there is nothing else available any place in the world, with or without a prescription, that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. If that doesn't say it all, it's just so hard for us to get that amount of nutrition in our body. And just more specifically, looking at heart health, just briefly to talk about the University of Maryland study. I love this study. There were 3 different groups of people. There was a placebo group, there was an orchard garden group, and then there was the trio blend. And the orchard garden is the fruit and veggie. And then the third group was the fruit, veggie, and berry group. And they were all eating this high-fat breakfast meal from McDonald's, I believe is where it was. It was a 8-day study. But what they would do is, most heart attacks happen after a high fat meal. So they are going to check to see what the blood pressure was. They'd check it, and then they'd eat that high fat meal, and they'd check it again. And the vasoconstriction tends to last about 4 hours after a high fat meal. That's why most strokes happen, on Thanksgiving Day, or, after someone has eaten a really heavy meal. But the fruit and veggie group showed 62% reduction, which is amazing in and of itself. But once you add the berry blend, there's 3% vasoconstriction, which is just amazing to me. So not that you should go out and eat McDonald's, but it just is good to know that this blend of produce was carefully thought out. It was carefully developed, and especially with those berries, adding to how it strengthens every single cell in our cardiovascular system to operate at a higher level. So I love this study. I think it's amazing. I'll turn it over to you.
All right, so thank you for that. I love that study too. I almost kind of forgot about it. It's crazy. So we do have a heart at this company for families getting healthier together. And we do offer a Healthy Starts for Families program. And this is where children ages 4 through 18, along with full-time college students, get Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years, as long as that adult stays on it. And we just ask that you try to stay consistent on it for at least a year, and then you fill out a little survey how the family's doing every time it ships. And so you can see all these benefits that are happening. And this is a little study that we do in-house. So this isn't one like Wendy was talking about, but we use it for ourselves internally. But just knowing that, and this is done globally. So we are, I think in like 20, 25, 26 countries around the world. And so just looking at how many kids are getting healthier and missing less school and taking less drugs and, you know, eating more fruits and veggies. I mean, what a gift that is. And so we just love that we can offer this to anyone that's getting started. And this is a beautiful picture of our yummy gummies and our capsules. And I assure you that if you open up those green capsules, you will smell vegetables, which just proves, I mean, it smells like the produce because it's just crushed and dried produce. And so that's what they look like. And then just quickly, I want to talk about our tower garden. This is just a great way to grow your own food, indoors or outdoors, all year round if you'd like, using less water, less space, growing quicker and more yield. And it's safe and nutritious because you can control how you grow. And basically you've got water and this mineral solution at the bottom that kind of comes up and just sprinkles the roots of the plants. And talk to the person that invited you if you want to know more about this. But just knowing that herbs and leafy greens tend to be the best, the easiest to grow on this, and knowing that those leafy greens are high in vitamin K and nitrates, and those help reduce blood pressure, and it also helps improve heart function and lowers heart disease risk. So another way that you can eat your whole foods and help your heart and your overall health as well. And just quickly, when I first saw this, I was like, whoa, what the heck? This is overwhelming. Basically, the takeaway of this is your the fat in your body protects your vital organs from toxins. Okay, so fat protects the vital organs from toxins. So a lot of times you go to diet, you're eating less, you're exercising a ton, you lose that weight, but then it comes back and it comes back more so, right? So just know that when you cleanse, that's what you want to do. You want to cleanse, not diet. And you're going to detox using the nutrition and those good lifestyle choices that we were talking about earlier, and that's going to help detox your body. So then that fat can safely shed, and certainly, there you go. Certainly, we want our heart protected. We want to make sure that there aren't toxins going into all those places. So it's a good thing, but just make sure that we're focusing on cleansing through better habits and better lifestyle choices. So this is just a quick little something that we offer every 2 or 3 months. We do a little Shred 10 group in our Facebook, but you could do this. You can follow these guidelines anytime, basically adding good habits, shredding the bad habits, adding more plant foods and using our capsules, having 1 or 2 complete shakes every day or smoothies, getting lots of water we talked about, the deep breaths, the less stress, and getting your sleep, and exercising most days. Also reducing or eliminating caffeine and alcohol, eating after 6, or whatever your schedule kind of looks like, giving yourself plenty of time to digest and let your body rest, less processed foods, and eliminating gluten and dairy and artificial and refined sugars. And this is for 10 days, something we try to do pretty consistently just because it's going to help your body function at the best it can. And then some of the common results are craving more fruits and veggies, healthier weight, better muscle recovery, improved sleep, better energy, healthier hair, skin, and nails, improved regularity, and increased mental clarity, which I certainly can use that last one. And then we'll just quickly share too that we do have a website called, I just totally blanked, healthylivingrevolution.com. And you can learn more about the Shred 10. And also we have free healthy cookbooks. We have online exercise classes. There are some wonderful webinars there. There is one specifically about the preventative approach to heart attacks by Dr. Eric Goldern. He's great. He's in Columbus, Ohio. And so just know that that's there about your heart health, and plenty of others as well if you'd like to take a look. Again, healthylivingrevolution.com. My favorite part is how affordable Juice Plus is. I certainly know how much a little thing of organic blueberries cost. It is like $4 or $5 for a little pint right now. And a little organic apple is probably $2. So to know that I can get 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries for $2.50 every single day is just beyond me how they do it. And then you can get a free kit attached to that, which is amazing. And you can see the prices here, but certainly I know how much I was spending on stuff that wasn't serving my body well. So this was an easy choice for me for sure. So as we start wrapping up here, we just invite you to join us. And maybe you're just ready to become a customer and get this amazing goodness in your body every single day like we do. Or maybe you're sitting here going, okay, my mom needs to hear this, my sister needs to hear this. And you're thinking about a few other people that might benefit from this. And you want to get Juice Plus at the best possible price. So you could join us and partner with us, and we can get that information to them and do that with you. Or you're thinking, wow, like let's share this. I love what Wendy and Holly are doing. This looks fun. We love to help others, and we'd love to partner with you there and make it whatever you would like that to look like. And I will certainly say that, like Wendy shared, my husband's a football coach for the Tennessee Titans. We travel a lot. This is the longest we've ever been in one area, which is amazing, going into 4 years. And so just knowing that I don't have to quit a job and go to a new job every time we move. And every time we do go, I get to share this message of health and hope with people that I end up meeting and making friends with. And I know, to me, I would do this for free for the rest of my life because I think it's so vitally important. And if my dad, who actually shared it with me 10 years ago, hadn't shared, my life and health would be absolutely different than it is today. So I'm just incredibly grateful. And knowing that this business has been around, this company's been around for 50 years. We have the same president and founder, Jay Martin, at the helm. It's only $52 a year to share it with people, which is incredible this day and age. We have residual income. So if I need to pack up and move again, I don't lose money. My paychecks still come, which is incredible too. And also, I'm not storing anything in my garage. It ships straight from the company. We have corporate that helps us with everything. So anyway, there's just a lot of benefits that I'm just so grateful for. And every single day I wake up with gratitude for that. So again, thank you, for letting us share with you and sharing our hearts and our passions. And we just definitely invite you to join us in any way, shape, or form that is for you. And just talk to the person that invited you tonight, and we'll get you going for whatever that looks like. So thank you guys. We know your time's valuable, and we just appreciate you being on tonight. Wendy, I think you're muted if you had anything left to say.
Yeah, I want to thank you for joining us as well. If you do have any questions, you guys just let us know. I know I didn't really take the time because we were going over a little bit, but what a difference Juice Plus has also made for my life as I was battling an autoimmune disease and just suffering so much, wondering how I was going to get through life. So when I realized that it was really about what I was putting in my body and how that affected everything, single cell in the body, to give me greater health, to cause healing, to bring me hope. It's just powerful. And there's so many people that need this message. So we're just grateful that you are the people that got on tonight. And those of you who are listening to the recording as well, just thank you for being here. Please share this message with other people that you feel like might need to hear this. And if you have any questions, just let us know. We're happy to answer those. So have a good night, you guys. Thanks so much.
Happy heart health.
Happy heart health. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.